Good afternoon, everyone. Back again on Snooker Audio Live for another couple of frames from the International Championship from China. We've got a semi-final between Wu Yize and Zhao Jingtong happening even as we speak. So they've just completed the 10th frame. Wu is leading the world champion 6 frames to 4, which on another day might be a bit of a surprise, but the way that Wu's been playing recently probably isn't. He's had a fantastic run in this tournament already. He's put out the juggernaut, and he's destroyed Barry. So he's really, really on a rich vein of form currently. So anyway, here we go. Frame 11, Zhao Jingtong breaking off from the left-hand side of the pack as we look. Looks like a pretty decent break off. White back in bulk, a few inches off the top rail, a bolt rail. Wu straight down, looks like he's going to play safety off the thin edge. Red goes towards the left-hand top pocket. White goes back up the table, gets an edge. But White just popped onto the bulk line on the left-hand side of the table, but no shot for Zhao. So it looks like he's going to return safety. Which he does. And now Wu back at the table, again back in bulk. Play safe off the right-hand side of the bunch. White up the table, grazes the brown, and White an inch or so off the bulk cushion. Red's nicely spread now. But I don't think Zhao's going to take anything on. Looks like he's got a straightforward red on the right hand side of the table, just playing that now. Wu back at the table. Wu is an incredible vein of form at the moment. I mean, he's already reached a couple of ranking event finals, but this week he's been astonishingly good. But he's taken on the world champ, and that requires a slightly different mentality, I think, because Zhao has been there and seen it and done it, whereas Wu is yet to win anything in the professional game. So he's gonna need to find maybe something slightly different to win this match. So safety bout still going on. White's in the bulk end. Zhao at the table. And he's got a red over the top right hand pocket, which Wu's left from his previous safety. So Zhao has slotted that in. It's a good table, but the White's finished maybe a foot or so from the top cushion. He's got a red into the centre bag. Now these are tough pots for mere mortals, but for these guys it's like they're over the pocket. A lovely stroke there, pink off the spot, stun run through for a red now into the top left hand pocket. Great situation here. The black is on the side cushion near the left hand top pocket. Zhao just playing a red just past it. She gets and finishes a little straight on the blue, but not really a problem. Lots of reds he can play on. So just leaving the white near the blue spot for a mid-distance red into the top right hand pocket. Zhao straight down, fancies this one, plays a lovely stroke white following through down the table for the pink, which is now on the black spot. And he's got a perfect angle just to nudge the red just above the pink to leave himself on the red into the same top pocket, left-hand top pocket, as he's putting the pink into. But that cannon has gone wrong. So that, he looks a bit disgusted with that. So, what's he got? He's not really a plant. He might have a red into the top left-hand pocket, but I don't think it goes. So, it looks like he might be having to play safe here, which is going to frustrate him no end. He's having a look around to try and find something. So, yeah, he's going to play just off the edge of the pack, white off the side rail, and then back down onto the bolt cushion, which he's found. Pretty good safety. Looks like the green's blocking off the easier return on the right hand side of the table. Possible long red, but maximum difficulty if he takes that one on. So Wu having a good look at this one. Again, not many in the crowd. Mostly people that are there are mostly looking at their phones, so not really paying attention. But anyway, Wu down. It looks like he's going to try and play safe off a red in the middle of the pack, which he's done. Opens the reds up even more, and plays a very nice safety shot. So white is now a couple of inches away from the bolt cushion. Easier return for Zhao if he wants it, but he's also got a couple of reds sticking out, which he's not tempted with. So again, off the right hand side of the table, he plays nicely, puts a red towards the pocket and hits the green. So the whites just reached the D behind the bolt line, and he's pushed a red over that left hand top pocket near the black, but I don't think Wu can see it. So there might be a red though that pots off the pink spot past that red. Let's see. Oh, and he's found it, and he's got it. Lovely shot from Wu. White comes down the table, but he's pretty much nowhere. There's green along the bolt rail. Just seeing a replay of this long red. Yeah, he's played that. Lovely. So now he's going to roll up behind the brown, leaving the yellow glued behind the white glued behind the yellow. So with the reds nicely spread in the top end, I think Zhao's got a bit of a problem. So Zhao's already 6-4 down. He's at 20 points to 6 up in this game, but this is quite an important shot. It's hard to see where he can leave the white safe. Could go off 2 cushions maybe to hit the 2 reds, which are near the top cushion, near the black spot, but I'm not sure if he's got the angle for that. He's having a look around, maybe thinking about trying to get to those 2 reds off the bolt cushion. And again, that's a really hard shot to judge as well. He's having a look at it. I think he's going to need some sort of protractor or some sort of measuring device in order to fix this one. This is a tricky shot and a very important shot. Again, another shot of the crowd. Not very well attended again. I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, these guys are superstars in China, so I'm surprised that there aren't more people attending. So Zhao's still trying to figure this one out. This is a big shot, and I think he knows it. So he's giving this a bit of thought. It looks like, yeah, that white is absolutely glued to the yellow. He's probably spent at least a minute looking at this shot. It's a really... there is a possibility he might just do a hit and hope. So he's got the rest out now. So he's trying to play on a red near the top pocket, I think. So he's... here we go. Lots of check side. trying to play for those 2 reds, in fact, that I mentioned earlier. Oh, he's made a great effort at it, but he's a couple of inches short. So, referee looking at Wu. Wu said, no thanks. So, the white's going back. So, yellow on its spot. White will be replaced back behind the yellow, completely glued to it. Zhao standing over it, still with the rest out. He's going to try that shot again. So he's playing this shot, playing the white off the bolt cushion with a ton of check side, or left-hand side as we look. He's trying to check it so he gets the angle back off the side cushion to try and hit those 2 reds near the black spot on the top cushion. So attempt number 2. Again, huge amount of check. Just missed the middle bump. Oh, he's played a fantastic shot there. So the white came down, hit the top cushion and just nudged the bottom red of those 2. Fantastic escape, but unfortunately he's left the white close to the red that he's hit, and that's pottable now into the bulk left-hand pocket. So Wu straight down. All he has to do is stun this in for the black into the left-hand top pocket. So there goes the red. Is it in? He likes it. Yes, it is. So Wu back in now. It's a really good opportunity. He's on the pink. The pink's just off the black spot behind it. So once he pots this, that'll go back on its own spot and put himself into a great position with reds everywhere. So you've got to say this is a real frame-winning opportunity for Wu now. He's nicely on a red into the right-hand top pocket. Black spot covered with a red though, so I'll have to sort that out. The black is still glued to the left-hand rail, so this will take some thinking about. So he pops the red down the rail, and he's finished nicely on the the pink off its spot into the left-hand top pocket. Wu's another player that doesn't really hang about when he gets going, so looking at this table, there's a few shots which are pretty straightforward, so he can get himself right back into this frame without having to think too hard about it. So he's got a choice now. He could play on the black from the left-hand side cushion, but if he pots it, the black will end up going on the brown spot, which might not be a bad thing. It'll clear the way for other reds, so let's see what he chooses here. So he pots it and elects to go back up for the pink into the opposite top pocket, which he played beautifully. And then again straight down, middle of the ball striking, just to move the white a few inches forward for the red into the opposite top pocket. So this is a really great chance. Wu straight down, spots the red, holds the white for the pink into the right hand middle pocket. Choices again here, can just run the white through after putting the pink in the centre for choice of reds into the left hand top pocket. So put a top on the cue ball, plays it nicely into the centre. Takes a 13-point lead in this frame with about 7 reds left on the table. So still plenty of work to do. Choice of reds takes the slightly more difficult red of these two into the left hand top pocket. Strokes it in nicely, back on the pink. Again, with that pink available into both pockets and red spread, this is a really great chance, and Wu's making the most of it. Straight down for the pink now into the opposite top pocket. Plays it nicely, a little stun for the red into the left hand top pocket. And another nice little stun shot coming up for this red, I think. So of the reds that are left, there's one that's glued to the left hand side rail, which he probably doesn't need to worry about. And there are three that are kind of in a line near the black spot, which one of them is easily available. I'm not sure about the other two. So anyway, he's continuing on the pink, mid-range pink. She stuns in again nicely, leaving himself on that bottom red of those three I mentioned. So it's maybe a 3/4 ball, half ball cut into the left-hand top pocket. Not too hard. Maybe playing this plain ball to come on and off the top rail for the pink back into the opposite top pocket, which is what he does. Is that a little bit strong though? And he's finished just below the blue, and he's a long way from the pink, so that's a little bit careless. So brown is hampering the straightforward in and out of bulk shot, so he's managed to engineer a little bit of an issue here. However, he's now playing left-handed. The pink, a longer pink, which he just strokes in like it was a piece of cake. It's incredible now these players, so many of them can play left or right-handed, and it's such an advantage. So Wu has finished on one of these two reds that are close together that was on the black spot. He's spotted that. And now nicely on the pink into the right hand middle bag. Little stun shot for the... Oh no, screwing back slightly too much for the red near the black spot into the right hand top pocket. He left himself queuing over the black, so he's 41 points in front with 51 left. So he's not over the line yet, and this pot is slightly hampered, so he needs to give this some serious thought. Hitting down is always a risky business. Oh, he's got that in, struggled a little bit, but stroked it nicely. And now back on the pink off the spot into the left-hand top pocket. Probably just run through for the pink, maybe the next red into the opposite centre, which he does. And that was frame ball. So Wu looks like he got another on the board, just as red to make absolutely sure. Which he slots in, leaves himself on that black on the left-hand side cushion into the left-hand top pocket. And he plays that, just make sure of it, plain ball off the cushion, back off the other side cushion, and then back across for the final red, which is down maybe an inch or so off the left-hand side cushion into the left-hand top pocket. Wu with the rest out, just playing this. Looks like he's just going to play this plain ball. Tough shot, and he's missed it, but it doesn't matter. He's done more than enough in this frame. So Wu takes a 7-4 lead. No signs of nerves. Looks very comfortable out there. Zhao, on the other hand, looks slightly more concerned. He picks up his water bottle and takes a sip. So this is the best of 17 match. So first player to 9 frames. Wu 7-4 up. He's only a couple of frames away from reaching the final of the International Championship. So maybe the pressure will start to come on a little bit as he reaches the winning line, but there's no guarantee of that. The way he's looked so far and the way he's beaten Judd and Barry in previous rounds suggests that he's not going to suffer too much from getting over the line, but then again he is playing Zhao Xingtong, the world champ, so you never know. So the referee racking the balls up. Zhao still sat in his chair. Wu has left the arena, probably to pump himself up in the toilet, I expect. That sounds slightly inappropriate, but what I mean is try and get some more motivation. So, referee just putting the pink above the pack. A couple of people into the arena, and then turn around and walk out again. Well, that's slightly bizarre. It's not like there aren't any free seats. So here comes Wu, back in the arena, picks his cue off the table, walks back to his comfortable black chair, takes a sip of water. Now we're waiting for the referee to start the next frame. So this will be frame 12. Wu 7-4 up, looking pretty good. Let's have a look at the breaks that he's had in this match so far. Been pretty impressive. Wu now putting the white between the brown and the yellow and breaking off in frame 12. Hits the end red off 2 cushions, back down the right hand side of the table, safely behind the green, maybe an inch or so off the baulk rail. No path back to safety on the right hand side of the table. Zhao's got a chance of a long red though, on a red that's midway between the pink and the blue. It's a tough shot though. So he cues up, gives it a right old crack, but jaws it, got pretty close to it. White has come up the table, level with the blue near the left hand middle pocket. The red has gone safe on the right hand side cushion. Nothing else available. Looks like Wu's gonna play off the start of the pack and send the white down the left hand side of the table near that left hand baulk pocket, which it reaches, just catches that jewel and leaves Xingtong in the jaws of that left hand baulk bag. He's straight down. He's got a chance of a long red into the top right hand pocket. Never easy these, going across the net, and he's missed that by about a foot. White comes back at the table, hits the yellow, leaves the white near the baulk line, and he's left Wu what looks to be half full pot into the left hand top pocket from distance, but no guarantee of position. Looks like he'll be careering into a red that's on the top cushion, so let's see what he does with this. Oh, he's potted it, grazes that red, and the white has buried itself in the pack. So he trusted to luck there. Wry smile from Wu. I think he was hoping for a bit more luck than that, but as it's turned out, he's now left himself a very hard problem to solve. In fact, he might even be touching one of these reds, which means it's going to really restrict the angle at which that white can come out of the pack. So he's having a look around. Yeah, so he's not touching, but he's pretty close to 2 or 3 reds in that bunch. So he might be able to come off maybe 2 cushions with a bit of side for the yellow on the baulk rail. So he's bridging over a couple of reds, hitting down on the white, going onto the right hand side. Oh, he's actually played for the pink. So he's come on and off the side cushion onto the pink, which he's hit. And I think that's a pretty good shot, in fact. He's managed to hit the pink in such a way as to not to leave Zhao on any of the open reds, so he'll be happy with that. There is a chance of possibly a cut red into the right hand middle bag, but it's pretty acute and there's no real position. So I suspect he won't be taking that. So he's having a look around now. I mean, there's an easy safety. He's not sure. Thinking about maybe just dropping it in and leaving himself a long pot, but no, I think he's bridging over the pack, just trying to graze the side of a red and send the white down towards the right hand baulk pocket, which he's done. So white now near that bulk right hand pocket. Wu back to the table. Not many options here. Looks like he's got a safety off the right hand side of the pack, but that's really going to open the reds up. There might be a chance of a long red into the left hand pocket, but doesn't look not easy. And Wu looks like he's going to play some sort of dump shot. So leave the white onto the top cushion. So he's playing now. Plays a slow roll. So he's coming off the top cushion to try and hit a red from behind to leave it safe, which he's done. Good shot that from Wu. So Zhao back at the table. Nothing obvious, no obvious pots on, so he's going to be sending this white back up the table if he can find a way back. But it's not an easy pass, so he elects instead to just roll up onto one of the reds. So defensive play there from Zhao, just a containing shot. Wu back at the table. It's got an easy route back to bulk now, so just plays off the side of a red from on the left hand side of the table. Puts the white back in bulk, a few inches off the bulk cushion. Zhao got a long chance of a long red, but I don't think he's going to take it on. So instead, just playing a red on the right hand side cushion and on off the table, outside chance of a cross double, but misses that, and the white is woefully short of the bulk line, and he's left Wu a decent middle distance red. I was totally expecting to pot this, which he does. White running off the top cushion, but he's very short. He has not reached the blue. Pink and black not on. I think he probably could have done better with that, really. I can't see if he's on the blue. Well, it looks like he can just get to the blue, but the white will be going in and out of bulk if he wants to continue this break. So he pots the blue, misses the green, white comes back up the table and finishes absolutely plumb. So choice of, well, probably 3 reds here. He can play if he wants to continue the break. So, Wu quite close to this red, so it should be no problem. Just screwing back for the blue, which he's played nicely. So there's maybe a couple of easy reds to go out before he needs to worry about freeing some more up. There's a red right next to the black, so the black's not available. What's the blue? Touch of the left hand side off top and side cushion, back up for a red, probably in the middle pocket, as I suspect the one he's going to play next. Yeah, so into the left hand middle, strokes it in, leaves himself a nice angle on the blue. So choices here, could play for a couple of open reds, or give the pack a bit of a hammering via the pink. Let's see what he does. He's gone in with pace. Nice couple out nicely. White played that very well. The white stayed in the middle of the table, which is exactly how Stephen Hendry recommends you play that shot, and he's played that very nicely. So just stretching a little bit to reach the next red into the left hand bag. She navigates nicely and back up a little bit too far for the blue, but he's got a choice of brown, green or blue into the top right hand pocket. Just seeing a replay of that shot to open the pack. Very nicely played. So electing to play the green. Deep screw back for the reds. So he's playing for one of the reds below the black. There are 2. The one that was next to the black has been moved. The black still doesn't go into the right hand pocket, but it might go into the left hand pocket, and if Wu can navigate this red that's an inch or so off the top rail, he'll leave himself plumb on the black, and then this will be another great chance. Wow, beautifully played. And Wu looks in fantastic form. Nothing Zhao can do about this, really. So Wu black off the spot, a little bit of screw back for another red into the same pocket. Looks like the black doesn't respot, so the black will be going up onto the yellow spot. Unless the pink's available. Referee getting his ball marker out to see if it will go. Decides it won't, so black goes back up to the yellow. So Wu's now 31 points to 4 in front in this frame. He's going to move this red away from the black spot, but he's got some work to do to get to a colour. Powers it in with a bit of top, bends the white onto the side cushion and finishes perfectly on the blue. So still quite a few reds left, so plenty of work to do in this frame, but he's looking good so far. So straightforward blue into the right hand middle pocket, a little stun run through to leave himself on a mid distance red into the left hand top pocket. We're giving this one a little bit more thought. It's one of those ones you can easily miss without enough concentration, and he has missed it. Well, I never expected him to miss that. He did hesitate before he started, but that looked relatively straightforward. So, unexpectedly, Zhao gets a chance in this frame, and he's got a starter red into the middle bag. Plenty of reds left. He's only 37 behind, so Wu back in his chair, sipping his water. Doesn't look too fussed about it, but let's see what the world champ can do with this table. Slots in the red, tries to nudge the pink out, but he's hit a red and the white's ended up behind the black spot a couple of inches away from the top cushion, so immediately that chance has gone away, and he's just going to play safe off the pink back into bulk. So another lesson learned there about hoping for luck when making cannons. Sometimes it goes for you and sometimes it doesn't, and on that occasion Zhao didn't get any luck, so he's played a good safety though. So Wu is on the bulk cushion. Looks like he might be able to get an edge off the left hand side of the remaining reds below the pink spot, which he's done. White has just missed that middle bump, so the white has come up just below the bulk line and he's pushed a red over the right hand top pocket, so another chance for Zhao. See if he can make a bit more of this one. So electing to stun it into the pocket, which means he's left himself a pink which is above its spot into the side rail, which is a tough, reasonably interesting pot, followed by a tricky position. So he just drops it in, and his white goes towards the bulk end. So the white is now sort of midpoint between the blue and the bulk line. He's left himself a long red, just off the red's just near the pink spot. Doesn't hesitate, and he's missed it. Well, so he's jawed that red, and again he's left Wu yet another mid-range red to go at. So Zhao looking like he might be getting frustrated because he didn't take a lot of care over that, and his positional play from the previous colour wasn't that great. But Wu, meanwhile, slams in that red, screws back perfectly for the blue, and now lovely angle on the blue, maybe just to play on the red that's over the middle pocket, left right hand middle pocket. but actually he's got choice of reds now. So he's got 2 reds below the pink, both go into the left-hand top pocket. And he's on them perfectly. So he stuns in that red, leaves himself on the pink into the left-hand middle bag. And then a simple run through off this pink, which he makes, leaving himself an easy red into the right-hand top pocket. So Wu now 42 points in front with 59 left. Down goes the red. In perfectly on the pink, and he's surely going to mop these up to go 8-4 in front. So this red is all he needs. He's got that nicely on the pink. So barring miracles, it's another frame for Wu. Zhao sat in his chair, nothing he can do about it. And Wu looks $1 million, you've got to say. He doesn't look nervous. He's hitting the ball beautifully. Positional play is great. Hardly missing a pot. He slots in the second last red. It's hard to see how Zhao can come back from this, but he's the world champ, so you can never write him off. Wu just pulling the pink off its spot, coming across the table for a red on the right hand side cushion. Slightly awkward queuing, bridging over the middle bump. It's just stayed out, so 1 red left, but Zhao is far too far behind to bother coming back for this game. So he walks off, and Wu's walked off as well. So Wu is now 8-4 up in this best of 17 match. Referee just racking up the balls, so that's probably mid-session now, I would think. So that will bring this particular stream to an end. So thank you for listening. And my next stream, I think, will be tomorrow morning. As it's Saturday, I'll be able to stream for a bit longer. So tomorrow morning, we've got the other semi-final between Stephen Maguire and John Higgins, which should be an absolute cracker. Stephen Maguire, always great to watch. So if you can, try and join me at 6:30 tomorrow. Listen to you then.